What's up, guys? So I'm here making a video about the new talents that paladins got, and these new talents are more for survivability than anything else. Although Retribution got a 6% damage increase to certain abilities, and Judgment got a 10% damage increase, the rest of the changes were more toward healing, survivability, and mobility. So let's get into the new talents for paladins and why we are choosing them. And then we'll go into gear and stats later and what hero talents we're mainly going to stick with. Okay, so for the new talents, you're going to want to go into Sacred Strength. This will increase your holy power spending abilities by 2%, making them more effective. And then Holy Aegis. This will increase your armor and critical strike chance by 2%. Then next is Unbreakable Spirit. Reduces the cooldown of your Divine Shield, Shield of Vengeance, Divine Protection, and Lay on Hands by 30%. Then next is Holy Ritual. Allies are healed for 63,761 when you cast a blessing spell on them, and healed again for 63,000 when the blessing ends. Then this one is new. So Inspired Guard. Divine Protection increases healing taken by 15% for its duration. So while you have Divine Protection active and you're using Flash of Light or Word of Glory or Eternal Flame, it's going to increase the healing by 15%. Then next is Vengeful Wrath. Now this one was always there. So next is Seal of the Crusader. Your auto attacks heal a nearby ally for 47,000. So this will go pretty well with the healing over time from Herald of the Sun. So while you're auto attacking an enemy, you're getting healed from your auto attacks, and then from the healing over time from Herald of the Sun. Then Seal of Might. Mastery increase by 4% and strength increase by 4%. Next is of Dusk and Dawn. Your next holy power spending ability deals 20% additional increased damage and healing. This effect stacks. And Blessing of Dusk. Damage taken reduced by 4% for 10 seconds. So next is Light Bearer. 10% of all healing done to you from other sources heals up to 4 nearby allies, divided evenly among them. Then next is Light's Revocation. So when you cast Divine Shield, and it depends with like how many debuffs or dots that you have. So, but this cannot go past 30% of your maximum health. I mean, it's pretty helpful though in healing you because you cast Divine Shield and then you get healed for a total of 30% of your maximum health. So you could just Divine Shield, say you have 4 or 5 dots or debuffs, then 30% of it heals you, and then you use Word of Glory or flash of light in your bubble, and then that just makes healing you easier. So next is Eye for an Eye. Melee and ranged attackers receive 23,000 holy damage each time they strike you during Divine Protection and Divine Shield. So, of course, in PvP, when you use Bubble, they're not going to keep attacking you. They're going to, like, switch to a different target, right? So, with Divine Protection, when you have this active, they will get holy damage done to them. So, next is Selfless Healer. Flash of Light is 30% more effective on your allies, and 40% of the healing done also heals you. Okay, so now for the PvP talents, you're going to go into Aura of Reckoning. Then next is Blessing of Spell Warding, because for any casters that are attacking you and you use this, it's like all of their attacks and spells get immune and can't do any damage to you or a party member whenever you use this. Then next is Spellbreaker. Eye for an Eye can now also trigger at 100% effectiveness from magic damage. So that's it for the PvP talents. So I went over these here at the bottom of the talent tree because these are all the new ones. And the only new one above here pretty much is Light's Countenance. So this reduces the cooldown of Repentance and Blinding Light by 15 seconds. So basically, most Ret Paladins are going into Repentance. So getting this talent, it will give Repentance no cooldown. So you can pretty much use Repentance without waiting 15 whole seconds and all that. So getting this talent will go really well with your Hammer of Justice. Okay, so why Light's Countenance is a really good talent is because, for example, you could Hammer of Justice first, and then when that target gets out of Hammer of Justice, you can cast Repentance to that target. And then when that target gets out of Repentance, you can Rebuke, which is the Retribution's kick. You can kick the target if they're a healer. So that's like a whole chain of CCs and kicks that you could do to a healer. And Hammer of Justice comes off of cooldown much faster, depending how fast you actually are in spending holy power. Okay, so I am going to go over another build. So this build is like primarily for rated battlegrounds. So this next set of talents and build I'm going to go over is for arenas. Okay, so in this build, and I will put both builds down at the bottom of the video so you all can copy it. Okay, so in this one, you get Blessing of Sacrifice because in arenas, it's not like Blitz or rated Battlegrounds where you have two healers that can heal everyone. So Blessing of Sacrifice is very needed for when your party members are getting pressured in arenas. Then next is Sacrifice of the Just. This reduces the cooldown of Blessing of Sacrifice by 60 seconds. Then Holy Aegis again for this. Then this build will get Lead the Charge. So when you use Divine Steed, it reduces the cooldown of 4 nearby allies' major movement abilities by 3 seconds. And this also increases your movement speed by 3%. Then next is Stoicism. The duration of stun effects on you is reduced by 20%. And then of Dusk and Dawn. Then next is Inspired Guard, Eye for an Eye, and Vengeful Wrath, Light's Revocation. So I already explained those talents earlier. And pretty much these here, like Lead the Charge, Blessing of Sacrifice, and Stoicism is the new ones for the arena build that's going to be different from the Battleground build. Boy. Okay, so for the hero talent you're mainly going to stick with is Herald of the Sun. So the extra healing that Herald of the Sun gives from Eternal Flames Hots and Hots from Sun's Avatar. And you have Divine Protection active. It increases all healing taken by 15% for its duration. So that will really improve your healing a lot if you need to heal yourself, that is. So it's like, when you need to heal yourself, that's when you're low with health. So when you use Divine Protection, all healing taken is increased by 15%. And Herald of the Sun has much more healing and survivability than Templar does. So pretty much this is why, like, I say go with Herald of the Sun, because both of their damage when Wings is active is like evenly matched. And a lot of other paladins are using Herald of the Sun more now than Templar. So Blizzard keeps doing all these changes to Paladin, and that it has had everyone who plays Retribution switching between hero talents. Like first it was Herald of the Sun, and then a lot of Paladins switched to Templar when Templar got buffed. And now with these changes to the talents for Paladin, everyone is going Herald of the Sun again, because all of these talents that are new, it makes more sense to use Herald of the Sun than Templar at this point of the expansion. Okay, so now for the stats. So with the new changes and as we're using Herald of the Sun, so you're going to want to go with like mostly mastery with your gear, like 70 or 80% of your gear to be mastery. And then the second stat would be haste. But why mastery is because it increases holy damage done by a certain percentage. So I have 28 mastery, and this increases holy damage done by 27.9%. And also in mastery for retribution, judgment has a 31.4% chance to blast the target with the light, dealing 107,000 holy damage. So the more mastery you stat, the more holy damage that you do. And haste will be your secondary stat. So haste allows your damaging abilities to come off of cooldown much faster. And also with Flash of Light, it will help heal you faster. So pretty much that's just everything I wanted to cover for Retribution. So thanks again for watching, and I hope this helps you, and have a good one.